Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for Tuesday, August 23rd. Of course, you could follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. You can subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. As we did not do a podcast yesterday, we're going to be doing a podcast tonight. We're going to have BCIT instructor Brian Weeb join us. In both Vancouver and Calgary, there has been a lot of question about the radio rights for both the NHL teams. And we're going to be talking about the future of sports radio. Where are we at in terms of what's going on? What is this idea about an in-house broadcaster look like? How do sponsors look at it? We saw Sarah Cholowski moving from TSN to working with the Winnipeg Jets. We've seen Ed Tate do that with the Winnipeg, from moving into the working with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. In terms of football, of course, Natasha Stastny works with the Calgary Flames. So we're going to examine that model. We're going to examine a number of different areas around how this might work. And not only how does it affect Vancouver and Calgary, the cities, and where we're at in terms of the big market, where the team is at, but we'll try to also want to kind of expand on that a little bit about outside of the markets, the smaller towns where radio is more prevalent. So we're going to be doing that. And also, of course, we're going to talk about how sponsors are looking at this as well. So join us for that. It should be a very interesting conversation. If we do have time, we'll chip into some hockey topics as well. But that's what we're going to be talking about this week. We've got a couple of other things that going on that as well. But we'll just step onto the news the last couple of days. And everyone has kind of talked about it. Lou Lamoriello does things the Lou Lamoriello way, and he's done it again. He did not get Nazem Kadri. Everyone thought that contract was signed, sealed, and delivered, and Lamoriello will sign it, and Lamoriello will announce it in Lou Lamoriello time. Didn't happen, but he did sign 3 other players yesterday. Noah Dobson, Alexander Romanov, and Kiefer Bellows to contracts. Those were yesterday. The big one, I think, that everybody's talking about is Noah Dobson. Of course, he was the acquisition. He was the first round pick that the Flames traded away to acquire Travis Hamonic. It's a 3-year deal. They also signed Alexander Romanov to a 3-year deal and Kiefer Bellows to a 1-year deal. And Dobson's contract reportedly $4 million per season. That was the 12th overall pick in the 2018 draft. That's the year they went back to back. They picked Oliver Wahlstrom and then Noah Dobson. Old Romanov was acquired on the draft floor. And his 3 years, $2.5 million. He was acquired for the Islanders' 13th overall pick, and Bellows is the loan. Bellows was drafted 19th overall in 2016, and so that not a 3-year deal, of course. But 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points in 45 games, career highs. So this is a prove-it deal for Kiefer Bellows as well. So the Islanders are starting to get a little busy getting things done there. And you just kind of wonder a little bit as well. They did sign... They signed a few other players today. They signed Dennis Cholowski from the Seattle Kraken, Huston Fatsy, Paul Ledoux, as well and Arnaud. I'm trying to pronounce that name. Durando, sorry. 4 other players say. So the Islanders have been busy. They're looking at not re-signing Zdeno Chara and Andy Green. So the Islanders getting busy here, and we're probably going to be seeing a lot of this now as we're getting close to camp time, 2 to 3 weeks away here. So we'll be seeing that as well. So the Islanders busy on that front. Paul Stastny has a player rumored to be connected to the Calgary Flames as a potential free agent ad. Is signed with the Carolina Hurricanes, a 1 year, $1.5 million. He's there for Paul Stastny. 21 goals, 24 assists, 71 games last year. He's 36 years old. He has 800 points, 284 goals, 516 assists in 1,072 games in Colorado, St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Vegas. And 12 of the 16 seasons he's passed the 40-point mark. 44th overall, second overall 2000 NHL draft. So, but he is joining the Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, they acquire Max Pacioretty on free agent, the opening of free agency, but Pacioretty will be out for most of this season. So that's probably where you're adding Paul Stastny there as well. So that is what's going on there. Paul Stastny off the market. We're going to start, as I mentioned here. I think we're starting to see some more moves here, some more free agent signings here. Of course, one place that's been quiet here, Vancouver. We're hearing possibilities of Evan Rodriguez. Of course, you still have the JT Miller situation to try to handle. That was, if you may have checked out that clip of the deadlines for JT Miller that Sean has there, you can check that out. Do they come back with the same defense core as last year? Or do they add to that? So still some questions in Vancouver. Calgary, of course, signing Kadri, still questions about trying to add a couple more pieces on the forward front. You still got the Mackenzie Weegar question going on as well. Up in Edmonton, you're hearing some rumors of Patrick Kane to the Oilers there. In Toronto, you've got over cap situation. Oilers, by the way, also are over the cap. So you would think that the Patrick Kane move would signify some other moves. Florida, who acquired Matthew Tkachuk, they have to make some moves as well. And what's Columbus going to do at center with Johnny Gaudreau? Is it going to be Boone Jenner? Is it going to be Cole Sillinger? Or are they going to try to find another piece there? I'm curious about that as well. So just a few places that would follow that we're curious about in terms of that. Of course, the World Juniors finished up last weekend. The World Women's Hockey Championship will start coming up here on Thursday. Canada, of course, winning gold on probably one of the more spectacular defensive plays that we've seen in Canadian World Junior history. Mason McTavish in overtime, kind of starting to play with his fault, recovering the play, getting his stick in the way, and then Logan Stankoven with a great pass to Kent Johnson to win the game, and Canada wins gold on that finally completed World Juniors. Of course, that became a pretty well-attended semifinal and gold medal game after the attendance struggles throughout. So that's interesting. As far as Hockey Canada goes, still, of course, some things going on about that as there have been approach of sponsors about the ousting of its officials, asked if that is of course, several sponsors have stepped away from their funding to Hockey Canada. They're asking if it's just a removal of just top executives, and sponsors are saying they need a sweeping change. That's what people are asking for as well. So that is what we're seeing on that part. And then MP Peter Julian, who's part of the Heritage Committee, asking questions towards Hockey Canada. He's penned a letter in seeking further accountability, transparency from Hockey Canada, issued in a letter issued to President and CEO Scott Smith. Asked regarding perks and luxurious accommodations provided to board members, is according to the article, by the way. Provided that the Canadian press does come new information, Julian had been informed by a former board member who opted to remain anonymous. And Julian says, I have asked these questions in the hearing that we've had so far and have been stonewalled by Hockey Canada. So still a lot of questions on that front as well. We did an interview with Ian Kennedy before the World Juniors about that. So you can check that out as well. But again, reminder tonight, we're on with Brian to talk about sports radio, what's going on in that. And so you can join us there. Follow us on Twitter individually. Tyler, TNOBLE, Christian Schneidz, and CHNEIDZ, Devin, Gordhouse09, Sean, Bearded Canuck 03. I am KVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Thanks everyone for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.